Let's talk about something that surprises almost every first-time visitor to Zion National Park, the shuttle system. Because if you show up thinking you're going to drive up the canyon and park at the trailhead like most national parks, you're in for a surprise. Most of the year, you cannot drive your own car into Zion Canyon. Instead, you use a shuttle system that takes visitors to all the major trailheads and viewpoints. And honestly, once you understand how it works, it's actually pretty efficient. The key is to understanding that there are two different shuttle systems working together. One runs inside the park, that's the Zion Canyon Shuttle. The other runs through the town of Springdale, right outside the park entrance. And if you're staying in town or parking there, you'll probably use both. So let's start with the park shuttle because that's the one that gets you to all the big hikes. First, the shuttle is completely free and first come, first serve, no reservations required. Let's talk about when the shuttle actually runs. For the year 2026, the shuttle season starts March 7th and runs through November 28th, plus a short holiday shuttle period in late December. During that time, private vehicles are not allowed on Zion Canyon Scenic Drive, the road that leads to the major trailheads like Angel's Landing and the Narrows. In winter months when the shuttle isn't running, visitors can drive the canyon roads themselves. And this part trips people up. Even before the first shuttle runs in the morning or after the last one at night, you still cannot drive your car up that road. So basically, during shuttle season, that canyon road becomes a shuttle-only corridor. The good news is the buses run pretty often. Inside the park, a shuttle usually arrives about every 5 to 10 minutes. The full ride from the visitor center to the last stop takes about 40 to 45 minutes, so a full round trip is about an hour and a half. So if you stay on the bus the whole time, you basically get a free scenic tour of Zion Canyon, and you can hop on and hop off at any time throughout the day. Now let's talk about the actual stops because each one connects to different hikes or viewpoints. There are 9 stops total on the Zion Canyon Shuttle. Stop 1, the visitor center just inside the park. This is where almost everyone starts. It's also where most of the parking is located, although fair warning, parking fills extremely early during busy seasons. Stop 2, the Human History Museum. This shuttle stop has a short walk to a great viewpoint of the Towers of the Virgin. It's also a bit of an insider trick. Some people walk the Perouse Trail from the visitor center to this stop to avoid the long boarding lines at stop 1. Stop 3 is Canyon Junction. This is where the Perouse Trail connects to the Canyon Road and where you can get that famous bridge photo of the Watchman at sunset. The important thing to know here is you cannot board the shuttle going up the canyon from this stop. You can only board here heading back down. Stop 4 is the Court of the Patriarchs, a short, quick viewpoint of 3 massive sandstone peaks. Stop 5 is at Zion Lodge. This is the only place inside the canyon where you'll find lodging, food, proper restrooms, and a big grassy lawn that's perfect for relaxing. There are also several nice hikes nearby, like the Emerald Pools Trail. Stop 6 is the Grotto. This is one of the most important stops in the park because it's the trailhead for Angel's Landing, Scouts Lookout, and the West Rim Trail. This is one of the busiest stops all day. Then stop 7 is Weeping Rock. Historically, this was a stop for several short hikes, including the trail to Observation Point, although a rock fall has closed some of these trails in recent years. You can still get off here depending on the current conditions, so check online first. Stop 8 is Big Bend. This is a mostly scenic stop. And again, this one is down canyon boarding only. Then stop 9, all the way at the top, is the Temple of Sinawava. This is the final stop and one of the most popular because from here, you can walk the Riverside Walk, which leads to the entrance of the Narrows. So if you're planning to hike the Narrows from the bottom up, this is where you'll get off. If you're planning a Zion trip and trying to keep track of all of these stops, hikes, and shuttle logistics, I actually created a Zion National Park planner that organizes all of this for you. It includes maps, itineraries, and planning pages so you don't forget things like shuttle timing or trailheads. I'll link that below if you want to check it out. Now, before we move on to the Springdale Shuttle, let's talk about a few mistakes visitors constantly make with the Zion Canyon Shuttle and how to avoid them. Mistake number 1, thinking you can drive your own car up the canyon. This one surprises almost everyone on their first trip. Remember, during shuttle season, March 7th to November 28th, 2026, private vehicles like your car are completely restricted on the scenic drive. If you try to sneak your car in, you will be directed to make a U-turn and head back towards the visitor center. And yes, that happens way more often than you think. Mistake number two, missing the last shuttle time. Nothing ruins a hike faster than reaching the final stop and realizing you missed the last bus back down. That could mean walking 5 to 8 miles out of the canyon, which is not exactly a casual stroll, especially after just doing 5 on your hike. Always check the posted schedule or ask a ranger before starting one of your longer adventures. And mistake number three, showing up late and finding the parking full. Especially during peak season, the visitor center lot fills by 8 a.m. And while you can turn around and park in Springdale, then take the town shuttle in, it's another step that could eat up precious time. So pro tip, get there early, or start intentionally in town and take the Springdale shuttle in. Now let's talk about the second shuttle system, which runs through the town. Springdale, Utah sits right outside the south entrance of Zion National Park, and this is where most hotels and restaurants are located. The Springdale Shuttle connects all these hotels and parking areas to the pedestrian entrance of Zion. That means they drop you off just outside the park, you walk through, and then you can catch the Zion Canyon Shuttle at the visitor center. The town shuttle usually arrives about every 10 to 15 minutes, which is slightly less frequent than the park shuttle. A full loop through town takes about 20 to 30 minutes. You'll likely use the Springdale Shuttle if the visitor center parking lot is full, or you're staying in a hotel in town, or you parked in one of the paid lots in Springdale. Now let's get a little more specific about the Springdale Shuttle stops, because this can save you a lot of time. Major stops include the visitor center entrance right outside the park, the Springdale Town Hall, the central hub if you're staying downtown, the town parking lots like Zion Canyon parking if the visitor center is full, and there are select hotels along the loop. Check the posted map because most hotels have their own shuttle stop. A key thing to know is you can board and get off at any stop along the loop, and the shuttle runs in both directions around the town. That makes it super flexible if you're hopping on and off for a hotel, lunch, or heading into the park. Now, a few quick tips that can make the shuttle system a lot easier. First, again, arrive early. During peak season, the visitor center parking lot can fill before 8 a.m. Second, if the line at the visitor center is long, you can walk about a half mile on the Peruse Trail to stop 2 and often board with a much shorter wait. And 3, if you miss a shuttle or the line is long, remember the Canyon Road is also open to bicycles, which is actually one of the most incredible ways to experience Zion. Each shuttle has bike racks on the front, yet they only hold about 3 bikes, so sometimes cyclists have to wait for the next bus. Now, here's a little insider tip for peak season. If you're visiting on weekends or during spring break, lines can get long at the visitor center and the Temple of Sinawava stops. Early morning is usually your best bet. Think between 7 and 8 a.m. because parking is still available and the shuttle waits are short. Midday, like 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., is when lines are the longest. Consider either hopping on a shuttle at stop 2 via the Peruse Trail or taking the Springdale Shuttle from town to get into the park. Then late afternoon after 3:30 p.m., lines often drop again, plus the lighting is amazing for photos from the shuttle itself. Basically, knowing these small timing windows can save you an hour or more, and it keeps your hiking schedule much less stressful. So hopefully now the Zion shuttle system feels a lot less mysterious. Once you understand how it works, it's actually a really efficient way to explore the canyon, and honestly, sitting on that shuttle while the cliffs of Zion rise up around you is part of the experience. Just remember the key takeaways. There are 2 shuttle systems working together. Arrive early if you want to park at the visitor center. Always check the last shuttle time before starting a long hike. And if you want to avoid long lines, consider boarding at stop 2 via the Peruse Trail or starting your day super early. If you're planning a Zion trip and want help organizing everything like hikes, shuttle stops, itineraries, and insider tips, you can grab my Zion National Park Planner at greatescapepodcast.com. And if you're new to visiting national parks in general, I also have a free National Park Starter Guide that walks you through permits, park fees, packing tips, and how to plan your first trip. Both of those are linked below. Now, if you're heading to Zion, the next videos you should watch are my guides to the Narrows and Angel's Landing, two of the most iconic hikes in the entire park. And by the way, both of those hikes use the shuttle system. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you on the next episode.